Clapper's new system unmasks everyone without leaving a trail. Clapper served as Obama's Director of National Intelligence from 2010 to 2017, and in 2011 he set into motion wide-ranging reforms that created a cloud computing platform tied to Intelligence Community IT Enterprise, or ICITE. Clapper justified his move in the name of improving information sharing among intelligence officials and breaking down barriers between agencies. But Clapper's changes lowered security standards for sharing NSA and CIA intelligence data. As a result, many intelligence officials were enabled to access raw intelligence about U.S. citizens simply by using a password. Clapper's creation of a cloud computing platform in 2013 made it far easier for officials like former White House National Security Advisor Susan Rice to unmask individual Americans without creating a digital paper trail leading back to her. Clapper's system enabled tens of thousands of government officials to share previously off-limits intelligence information. His efforts dramatically altered the rules that previously barred access to phone records of U.S. citizens unless there was prior approval following rigorous NSA review. After the technology and the workplace policies had changed, basically that access was based on user permissions that would allow an intelligence employee to look into the database itself. You didn't have to ask anyone at NSA to review the information. A key aspect of cloud technology is that to do that retrieval, you don't have to set up the whole line of an audit-able chain. Key point: Obama also pushed for more aggressive information sharing in the final days of his administration when he authorized all 17 U.S. intelligence agencies to access raw NSA data through Executive Order 12333. The number of Section 702 American citizen targets since Clapper's system began in 2013 has surged from 898 in 2014 to 89,000 in 2015 to 106,000 in 2016. Clapper's $600 million contract for the new system met fierce opposition from other high-tech companies when it was awarded to Jeff Bezos' Amazon Web Services. The rivals charged that Bezos received preferential treatment. Clapper failed to evaluate prices comparably, and he waived the bidding requirement for Amazon. Corporate intelligence agencies rule America. James Clapper knows privatization from his own experience. From 1998 to 2001, he was the Director of Intelligence Programs for SRA International, the predecessor to CSRA. Moreover, his Director of National Intelligence Office was crawling with contractors. According to a declassified ODNI budget that was released under a Freedom of Information Act request, contractors hold 44% of the positions in Clapper's office, including 13% of his senior leadership. That total is twice as high as contractor penetration in the rest of the intelligence community, and further evidence of how much of our country's spying is done for profit. Since the late 1990s, the bulk of the contracted intelligence work went to a handful of companies: Leidos, Booz Allen Hamilton, CSRA, SAIC, and CACI International. The fact that much of this privatized work is top secret and is generally underreported in the press undermines the accountability and transparency of U.S. spy agencies. In public, Clapper makes no bones about those corporate ties. "If you can't get a job in the IC, then sign on with one of our contractors," he told an intelligence conference last fall. Industry is absolutely crucial to our continued viability and success. What's at stake in intelligence outsourcing is not just the movement of money and goods, but also the security of the American public and control over the information that keeps us safe. Market concentration in this sector, therefore, has deeper and more sinister implications than in civilian industries such as finance or telecommunications. Concentration means that fewer and fewer companies control the information that guides our military and civilian leaders and, by extension, shapes America's view of the world and the military and political actions it takes. Leidos is now the largest of 5 corporations that together employ nearly 80% of the private sector employees contracted to work for U.S. spy and surveillance agencies, which is worth about $50 billion. Leidos Holdings, a major contractor for the Pentagon and the NSA, completed a long-planned merger with the Information Systems and Global Solutions Division of Lockheed Martin, the global military giant. The 8,000 operatives employed by the new company do everything from analyzing signals for the NSA to tracking down suspected enemy fighters for the U.S. Special Forces in the Middle East and Africa. Here is a breakdown of the corporations that dominate and rule United States intelligence. CSRA Inc. was created out of a merger between CSC, which developed and manages the NSA's classified internal communication systems, and SRA International, a highly profitable company with a long history of involvement in intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. It has close ties to the United States Air Force, provides 24/7 support for the global operations of U.S. commands in Europe and Africa, and manages the global network of intelligence platforms for the most advanced drones in the United States arsenal. Booz Allen Hamilton is partly owned by the Carlyle Group, serving the Director of National Intelligence, Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence, National Intelligence and Civil Agencies, and Military Intelligence. SAIC is a well-known military contractor that has expanded into spying by buying Cytor, a company deeply embedded in the Pentagon's top-secret satellite operations and the National Reconnaissance Office, which manages those satellites and integrates downloaded signals and imagery from space for the NSA and the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. CACI International is the Pentagon contractor that recently acquired 2 companies doing extensive work for the NSA and the CIA, National Security Solutions and 6-3 Intelligence Solutions. It recently won a new Army contract to provide intelligence to U.S. military forces in Syria. Together, Leidos and its 4 competitors earned nearly $16 billion from government IT contracts in 2015. The key to their dominance lies not with their revenue but with their employees, specifically their approximately 45,000 contractors with security clearances who work alongside government employees at the NSA, the CIA, and other agencies. Added together, the 5 companies employ 44,600 cleared personnel, nearly 80% of the total contractor workforce of 58,000, and about 1/5 of the total workforce of the 183,000 civilians, contractors, and uniformed soldiers working in national and military intelligence. The Spies for Hire workforce includes thousands of professionals from the still formidable intelligence divisions of Northrop Grumman, Boeing, Raytheon, BAE, and Accenture, and a handful of smaller companies, including Mantech International Corporation, Engility Corporation, L3 Communications, and PAE. Yet, with few exceptions, intelligence privatization has been largely ignored by the national media and the publications established to expose what they call the surveillance state. Congress, by ignoring this huge elephant in the room, is simply not doing its job. In public documents and congressional hearings, however, intelligence overlords frequently recognize the existence of this private army of corporate intelligence agencies as core contract personnel. The ODNI, in its public testimony, describes them as functionally indistinguishable from U.S. government personnel whose missions they support, performing activities that include collection, analysis, information technology, training, and education. It's time for Congress and the media to finally recognize spying as a joint venture between the security state and the private sector. In the end, intelligence is a public resource that deserves to be controlled by the people and for the people, and not benefit a small group of corporations and the oligarchs they've spawned. For a citizen intelligence report on Rice, see our report Susan Rice Unmasked, White House Warmonger. The link is provided in the description box below. The articles presented here do not necessarily reflect our position on their respective points of view. Our goal is to present the top stories the mainstream media are reporting, which more often than not are skewed to serve the left's agenda. This is why we encourage our viewers to take advantage of the regular intelcasts we offer. It is through the outstanding political analysis of our own Betsy and Thomas, together with their interviews of U.S. intelligence insiders, that we endeavor to help our viewers make sense of the political landscape.